What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But shout out to 5150_boutique. Also, shout out to Travion Tippy. Shout out to Compton, bro. Keeping it on the coast. I appreciate you. If I'm ever in Compton, bro, you're gonna have to you got to link up with me. And I also had to go ahead and say happy birthday to Deborah Johnson, 2559. Happy belated. I seen you say you wanted your it was a happy birthday. Your birthday was on the 20th. I'm shooting this on the 20th, and tomorrow we get this video, which will be Tuesday. So happy belated. Hope you're doing good. And I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Our soul doomed to keep reincarnating to this planet? Listen.
I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. And if you felt the same way, I want to hear this shit. Ever since I was a small child, like small, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be here. I never felt like I belonged. I've always had this thing in my head over and over screaming at me, we're not supposed to be here. This isn't normal. This isn't right. We don't belong here. We need to get out of this shit. And I always chopped it up. I was always told it was I was always told it was that it was me. Something was wrong with me. Now, I think it was my spirit was screaming at me to wake the up. And I finally woke up, and now I'm freaking the out, man. I don't know how many times I've done this. I don't know how many times I'm gonna come back to this bitch. Oh, God damn, dog.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just funny. It's funny how he said it.
How many of you knew that a typhoon hit Alaska? It had Category 4 hurricane type winds and destroyed several Alaskan native villages. People woke up to their homes floating down the river, and nobody's talking about it. Right now, a couple of sources are saying that at least 20 people are unaccounted for, but it could be way more considering not much is being pushed out there about what's happening in Alaska right now. Supposedly help is on the way, but with FEMA being defunded and the National Guard being used to invade cities, rescue efforts are very slim. People are stuck in their homes floating down rivers, going into the Bering Sea. Entire villages wiped out. Please spread the word and let people know what is happening in Alaska, because this is mostly impacting indigenous Alaskans.
Now that's AI, bro. That's AI.
So what the just happened in Arizona? What the just happened? Arizona?
No, somebody Tacoma.
Damn. Hey, that's the same shit that happened in Carmichael out here. Somebody enlighten me. What just happened here?
Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, please look me up. I'm a whistleblower. We live in a square like the Brady Bunch, and in those other squares are different civilizations. Space is fake. It's all it is a sailing. 3i Atlas is on its way back. That's actually the Anunnaki. They realize the Greys have a soul catcher on the moon, and they've been trapping us for thousands of years. The Anunnakis found out about it, and they're coming back. That's why you see all these drones going back and forth. Those aren't really drones. Those are fallen angels. Listen, God is real. Jesus is real. George, please hit me up, man. I got information for you. I gotta go. I've been being looked for right now. People like Elon Musk and Incorporated, those guys, those are reptilians. They manipulate our brain and make us think that they're really humans, but they're not. They're reptilians. This world is bonkers, guys. That's why over at Skinwalker Ranch they've been digging into the ground. It's all technology. Underneath the ground is technology, and underneath that ground is a different civilization. Guys, it's weirder than you think. I gotta go. George, hit me up.
Is that a reach to y'all or no? You know, I say this, man. I always say, if one fault line breaks, or snaps, I should say, they all gonna start snapping like a domino effect. That's what I feel. I could be wrong. If we don't watch out, right now the theme has been flooding. This for entertainment purposes. The theme has been flooding. We just better pray, and I mean really, really, really do some praying. And hope that the theme don't become earthquakes. Because earthquakes plus this is going to be deadly. That's all I'm going to say. Prayers.
Just tell me when to go.
You're good?
Alright, I'm Devin. I'm from Denton. For Goatman's Bridge, it's not exactly like a direct story. There's a lot of different stories that have gone over it, like specifically for it. The one I've heard the most is about a goat farmer that was hung off the bridge. And since he was a goat farmer, I guess he didn't like what happened to him, and he ended up becoming Goatman, and he runs through the woods. In high school, we actually went there a lot to like swing on the rope swings or jump in the water. But it's a pretty creepy place, not just because of Goatman, but there's also a lot of satanic cults that go out there. They do a lot of sacrifices. So right by the bridge there's usually a big pit. It's been cleaned out by now at this point, but there's usually bones or animal carcasses and stuff in there. You don't usually want to go at night, mostly because that's when they go out and do stuff. You don't know what they're going to do to you. You don't know if you're going to find Goatman. Generally it's not really good because the cops don't like you being out there at night either. You feel odd there.
You ever had an experience out there?
Me and my friends decided to go out there one night, like junior year of high school. We decided to bring a Ouija board just to do it, see what would happen. We didn't have anything like paranormal. It was a night that I guess the cults were doing stuff at the same time. So we heard them off in the woods doing their cult things, and we didn't want to be a part of that. We didn't want them to see us, so we booked it as fast as we could. But it was, yeah, it's a scary place.
What do you mean cult things? Just
They sacrifice animals out there. There's also stories about them killing people and bringing them out there. It's weird because it's not just Goatman's Bridge, but there's also a lot of other people who have died there. Like 2 or 3 years ago, some kid got thrown off the bridge and he ended up drowning in the river. And it's maybe 10 years ago the same thing happened. So it's not just like Goatman or cults. There's also a lot of other things that have happened there that are really disturbing. You have like a weird feeling about it, but it's just odd. It's an odd place.
The Goatman is this half human, half goat-like creature that's said to hang out around bridges and water. And often these sightings of Goatman turn into something very negative. Now, most famously, Goatman is known in Pope Lick, Kentucky. There is this bridge, and several people have fell off this bridge, and a lot of people attribute that to the legend of Goatman. Now, there's a story I heard about Goatman Bridge. There was this young man named Sam, and Sam said one night he got a call from his buddy Jared. And his buddy Jared was like, hey, I'm at Goatman Bridge. There's something cool here. Like, you need to come right now. And Sam's kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Like, what are you doing at Goatman Bridge? And he's like, no, just come. You really want to see this. So Sam's like, all right, whatever. He gets in his car and he drives out to Goatman Bridge. Well, when he gets there, it's completely dark. And he notices when he gets out of the car, like, he doesn't hear any sound. It's completely quiet. So he starts yelling for his friend, hey, Jared, like, where are you? Where are you? No reply. And he starts looking around these train tracks, right? He gets up to the bridge and he notices there's this payphone. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give my buddy a call and like see where he's at. So he goes over to the payphone, he gets in and he dials up Jared. Jared picks up and he's like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, hey, I'm at the Goatman Bridge. Like, where are you? You told me to come out here. And his buddy Jared is like, what are you talking about, man? I've been asleep. Like, I haven't gone out to the Goatman Bridge. Like, what are you even talking about? And he's like, you know, I'm right here. I'm at the Goatman Bridge. And, you know, I'm calling from the payphone. And his buddy Jared's like, payphone? There is no payphone out there. And at that moment, his friend Jared, like, realized what was going on. And he's like, look, you need to realize, like, what's happening right now. You are not in a payphone. And he's like, what are you talking about? I am in a payphone. There's a line of people standing behind me waiting to use the phone. And Jared's like, no, there is not. Like, come to realization, like, think about where you are and what you're doing. And at that moment, right, Sam realizes he is standing on the bridge, like right by the edge, turned around. And he realizes he thought he was in this payphone. But if he turns around and goes out of the payphone, he goes off the bridge. And so, like, that freaked him out. His buddy, Jared's like, you know, I'm on my way right now. Just, like, get down from that bridge. So he walks down to the bottom of the bridge. And right then and there, his buddy shows up. As they're both at the car, they look up on the bridge. And they said they see this half man, half goat looking thing. And it's crouched over, kind of hanging off the bridge, staring at them.
Do anybody have stories about this goat man? I want to hear it.
Vampires, boy, been doing some crazy shit. Erzsébet Battery, the Hungarian serial Countess Erzsébet Battery. Erzsébet Battery was born August 7, 1560, and she was born in a family estate in Royal Hungary, and she spent her childhood growing up in a castle. Her father was Baron George Battery, and his brother was Andrew Bonaventura, and at this time they was ruling Transylvania. Being born into a privileged noble family, she endowed wealth, education, and prominent social rank. As a child, she had multiple seizures, which may have been caused by epilepsy. Now, this is crazy because at the time, the treatments that they used was rubbing blood on the lips and also giving an epileptic a piece of the skull to take. Now, at the age of 13, before she got married, she gave birth to a child. Now, they say as a child, she displayed tendencies of being a psychopath. And they said she displayed a lot of acts of cruelty and was always enraged. Elizabeth was surrounded by bloodthirsty relations, and she witnessed acts of torture and public executions because of her family estate. I told you, they was royal and they was running Transylvania. At the time, peasants and servants were seen as less than human. After she gave birth, she was punished because of it. So they sent her away to go live with some nuns in order to repent her ways, because they say she was too wild. 1575, she married a man named Count Ferenzi, and he was a member of another powerful Hungarian family. And then they also moved into a castle. Now, Elizabeth wanted to act out these sadistic fantasies on these servants, which was all young girls. So the reign for torture, cruelty, was very extreme for them at this time. Now, her husband was a soldier, and when he would leave off, she would practice these barbaric torture experiences. Now, Elizabeth would bring a bunch of young women to the castle, and she also had a bisexual aunt who was a self-proclaimed witch who was teaching Erzsébet about how to step it up with the torturing. Now, she would torture all of these young girls, and then after, she would bathe in their blood and use some of the blood for makeup. Now, for a while, the rumors of what Erzsébet was doing to young girls started to spread throughout the kingdom. So at this time, a couple people was ordered to go investigate and come back about the evidence on what was going on. Now, they collected over 52 statements, and over time, that number had risen to about 300. Battery is said to have tortured peasants for years. Now, some witnesses started to name some of the relatives who died in her place. Now, they reported seeing traces of torture on the dead bodies. A lot was buried in graveyards, and a lot was in unmarked locations. I'm talking about Shorty had bodies all over the place. Now, her and her servants was eventually put on trial and convicted, but they executed the servants and they imprisoned her in the castle until she died in her sleep. It's crazy.
And then suddenly out of nowhere, this one random guy wanted to tell us something.
Watch out on the bridge because they're all pentagrams. Don't step on them. Bad luck.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know it was bad luck. Dang.
Thank you. So we got one person tell us to come back tonight. Of course we will. So over here, this is where the body, one of the bodies was found. You know, it's pretty crazy. You know, at night, if you're running from somebody, you can easily fall in here. So one thing is, in the Sam and Colby video, there was a lady that was giving him like an explanation. Apparently it was a bestseller. I emailed that lady to come out here and she never responded. So if that lady is watching this, if we make a part 2, let's link up. So Matt, I was thinking if this video blows up, we should come back here and do an overnight challenge.
Spend the night.
Yeah, would you spend the night?
Should we spend the night with Goatman?
Like the video right now if we should like spend the night with Goatman. Yeah, you can see this bridge is just really old. Can't wait to see it later tonight. I was researching a lot for this video, and the Goatman, there is actually no record of this guy existing. I don't think there's any record of Alton existing. So I actually...
Alton was the name of the city at the time.
But there's no record of the actual city either. And if the city, Alton, was one person, the Goatman.
That's true.
You know, what is the true origin of this? Who knows?
I'm gonna say this. A lot of people who, if you're not from a certain place, don't come in and just be like, bro, this ain't real, this. Bro, if people tell you something is out there and they from there, listen. That's how I go about life. They gonna go about it different. They don't believe it. I ain't never seen it, but I ain't gotta see it to say that I don't believe it. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I seen countless comments of y'all saying this shit is real. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this shit gotta be real. Like, there's a lot of things we may not have seen that's out there. That don't mean that it's fake because your ass ain't seen it. I'm telling you, a lot of us ain't seen $1 million. That don't mean that shit ain't real. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts though.
This one here still has a lot of you fooled. And if her showing you her Masonic hand symbols over and over again and literally telling you she's a Mason,
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
still isn't enough for you to see through her act? Well, what if I could show you that she's not even who she claims to be? In fact, she's a completely different person. You should stick around. Before I start explaining, I want you to notice the difference in those two noses. Very different, right? You see, something you don't realize about these characters on the world stage is that they start off as real people, but then they are taken over by the puppet organization. Now I want you to notice how those dots seem to be in different places, right? That's a little lower, not so close to the nose. That one's real close to the nose, and their eyes look different. Puffy, more straight. That one's rounded, not so puffy. But they both seem to be Candace, even though her chin's much different here. Why would that be? I'll tell you why. This is original Candace, and this is the world stage Candace. Now again, I want you to look at these three noses. Those two seem to be the same, yet that one's different. That's Candace of today, and that's Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Their noses seem pretty similar, and their chins, yet this one seems much different than the other two. Original Candace, world stage puppet, faked death, became Candace. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, look at that chin. Candace, today's Candace. Today's Candace, aka who became the new world stage Candace, and I don't know what happened to the original Candace. She's probably part of the club too and just somewhere else. But if you're not convinced, hold on a second. Remember this one where I said the eyes didn't match, puffy and flat and more rounded, and these marks were off? Well, and that was original Candace with the longer chin. Yeah, the longer elongated chin. And Lisa Left Eye Lopez, aka current Candace. Now let me show you something. Now these eyes seem to match very well. Not puffy here, but flat and yes, a little more wrinkled because she's a little older, and the noses, well, they seem to be a perfect match. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? I'd say. Perfect match. Now, why don't we see who those belong to? Current day Candace, without the elongated chin, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. But you know, I'm not doing this unless I got the real proof. And that ain't it. It's smoking gun hour. Let's just take a look at these exact marks in the exact place on the exact side of the same cheek of current day Candace and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. So same nose, same lips, same chin, same birthmarks. I wonder if they sound alike. And you know, the funny thing is they always tell us. I always tell you, they always tell us. You know what Lisa Left Eye Lopez was good at? She could dance. Kind of sounds like can dance or Candace, Candads, Candace. They tell us. She was a real good dancer, in fact, especially from her days in TLC. Oh, and you know who else they did this with? I would like you to notice the 3 different noses and different chins and gum lines, because there is a real person, and then they take their followers and their fans and they insert their world stage character. You know who else they did that with? You want to know who I'm going to say very delicately? No, I went ahead and made myself very large here so you could see a few things without me really showing everything for censorship purposes. Now, what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to say very discreetly. At a certain point, there was probably a good version of him. And, you know, he was maybe going after those guys with the little hats that weren't just burning books, but burning Bibles. Yeah, there was probably a good version of him. And then they did what they do, infiltrated and put their version on the world stage to direct you in whatever direction they want. Kinda like they're doing here. Oh, do you know who's sitting over here? Do you know who that is? No, you don't. You're not sure who it is? No. Oh. Yeah. But of course all this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that's just a comfy way to hold your hands, and they're not at all deceptive. No, Masons. They're straight shooters. They tell you how it is all the time. They never fake deaths because they drink the gold juice and can live endlessly. And that's a story for another time, people. Entertainment only. I'm a satire account. Oh, and I almost forgot to give credit where credit is due. My subscriber, Kelly, first turned me on to this one, and I went ahead and did what I do. And if you're dying to tell me something, consider joining my subscriber group, because I actually see those messages. Have a nice day.
Damn. Do y'all believe him?
Alright. To everybody on TikTok land, TikTok world. Disclaimer. What I'm about to share with you, take it with a grain of salt. This could be for entertainment purposes, or this could be really coming from my heart. This is up to you to judge. So I'm going to tell you right now, my name is Thomas LaRock. I have been recruited by the United States government, and I'm talking about a shadow agency that technically does not exist. To all you who are listening and watching with your eyes, pay very careful attention to me and judge me on your own. I mean, I am American, and I'm a lot like most of you. I don't believe what people say, but I believe what I see right here. I know. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience, I'm just like you, and I'm coming forward as a patriot, knowing that this video could get a lot of traction and it could get me. Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is a shadow government has recruited me. I do technically still work for them. I haven't heard from them since November 11th. I have screenshots of our last conversation. Doesn't go so good. There's other people out there that can testify on my behalf that I am who I claim to be, and I do possess set abilities that are unique, and they are what you can call supernatural. What I'm going to tell you is I know everything that's going on around the world, and I know everything that's about to take place. For example, I'm not completely for sure what's going on in Miami is or is not related to what I've experienced personally, but I've encountered non-humans, okay? I could go on the record and I can tell you I have firsthand experience and encountered with non-human intelligence. You could call it extraterrestrial, but really I'm not quite certain. But I believe there's a darker, sinister thing to these beings. And they have contacted me and I have met up with them, and they are very creepy and they are very, very intelligent, okay? They have very advanced capabilities and technology, and I do believe that our government is definitely, most definitely working with these beings, because I worked with them. I technically still do. I'm still employed. As far as I know, they have never fired me in the last I've heard from them. And the reason why I haven't received payment is because I'm still in my trial probation period. But I think that's about to break because I'm coming forward with this. And if I die, then you guys know everything I'm telling you right now is all truth. And please, if you're watching this, record it, because this will probably be taken down. So if you're watching this, take this very seriously, because it's probably going to be taken down. And if you try to look up my name, I'll probably no longer exist. And they're going to probably try to silence me or try to do anything they possibly can to come against me with everything they got. But remember what I said earlier? I have abilities, rare type abilities. Well, they're well aware that I'm also protected by they know who. And we won't mention that right now. But I'm going to just tell you right now that the things that are happening in Miami, I wouldn't be surprised if it's something similar to what I experienced, and that they are indeed non-human, and they are indeed what some people are claiming they are. 7 to 10 feet aliens. Just telling you guys. So I have seen them with my own 2 eyes, these non-humans. I've been chased by one up at Golden, Oregon. So I will make another video for another time for that if I'm still alive and well, because we never know our health. It could take a rare down toll. You never know what can happen. But I'm coming forward and I'm telling you guys, non-humans are real. I do work for the government. It sounds as far-fetched as it may sound. I'm willing to strap up to a polygraph with any polygraph examiner. I will take a lie detector test and I will swear under oath. I do work for the government. They are the highest level. And I have proof, evidence that they recruited me at least a month after I tried to enlist into the Army. July, I took my ASVAB. I did an FBI background check. And a month later, they recruited me. The way they did it was they actually followed me. They screened my calls. They screened my text messages. They watched my every move. They use satellite to see where I'm going, and they use people that are out on the field to surveillance me. And they've told me this, that they're watching me, and this is from what they've told me. They've told me that I have rare abilities and not to share it with the public or show anybody. And I'm aware of these abilities. And because they have tested me, and when they realized I seen what I can do, and that they found out what I can do, that's when they came and contacted me. Because I was telling them their move before they made their move, and they're like, wow, this guy's very powerful. This guy knows what we're going to do before we do it. And when they've tried to catch me, and I always knew what they were trying to do before they did it. So they discovered my abilities, and they told me one day to go show them. That's another video for another time. But for now, I just wanted to share all this with you guys. And if you want more, remember to like and share these videos so as many people can tune into this and I will share you guys all the things that I know, because there's a lot that I know, and I could share with you guys a lot that has happened within the 4 months. And I'm going to tell you, crazier things are going to be happening, because this stuff, they're not being shy no more. There's other people like me, and you know who you are, and there's other people that work for these people, because I'm well aware they are, because they followed me, and these are the people that were their little puppets to make sure, you know, they know what I'm doing at all times, okay? And I'll tell you right now, they're probably not happy with me, because they know I'm posting this video and they're probably watching this. And I gave you guys an opportunity to silence me.
If the government is shut down, how are they still taking taxes out my fucking check?
Say that louder for everybody in the back.
So I was just talking to my brother yesterday, and let me tell y'all, he is 10 times smarter than me. Like 10 times more smarter than me, to a point where he be dropping hella knowledge on me. Like this one, for example, that I did not know, and it quite shocked me. And a lot of y'all need to know about this shit, cause what the fuck y'all peep this shit. So, y'all see all the conflicts going on around the world, right? Every single country has a problem, has an issue with another country. You know what I'm saying? It's always a disagreement with somebody between somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that tripped me out the most is that every single country on this planet, they all disagree with each other, except for one agreement. Just one. And that agreement is, there's a certain part of Antarctica that they cannot touch. This is every single country came into one agreement not to touch a certain part of Antarctica. You can actually look that shit up. That shit flabbergasted out of me. I'm like, you mean to tell me these motherfuckers cannot agree on nothing except for one particular thing, and that is to not visit a certain area of Antarctica. Now, granted, there are areas in Antarctica that you can visit that I would love to visit, because I want to see the true winter wonderland and shit like that. But at the exact same time, if I was to go into that restricted area, guess what? Bow! That's the end of many. So with that being said, that just kind of how you must be wondering. If every single country has a disagreement with another country, how in the blue they all come to one agreement stating to stay the away from Antarctica? And then that kind of had you thinking, what the is in that area?
What the fuck are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say is important to pay. What the is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. You. I'm tired of all this "that's just the way it is" bullshit. This whole system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big ass plantation, man. A big ass plantation. What the are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire. Man, you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole game, man. It's a big ass game. It's a big ass charade. America is a plantation. I don't give a what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm going to walk in there. They going to ask me, why do you want this job? Bitch, because I need some money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. Get the out of here, man.
That is very true. He said life's a game, but I want to say this. It's not just America. I seen a comment, and someone said that in Mexico, the government there is doing the same thing our government would do here, is not tell what's going on with the floods. And, you know, some people don't know about this. It's not being talked about. I seen it. She said that they ain't talking about it there either. And she said their government isn't helping the people who were in that flood. Guess who was, though? The cartel. Now, that make you kind of wonder. Well, everything we see on TV, they talk bad about. Well, if they helping their people and they own governments not, then, I mean, I think it's the whole world going through certain things. Digital IDs out there in UK. I think it's the whole world who online with a certain agenda here. And again, he say life's a game, right? Well, if life's a game, remember, they playing it on our back. Once we all stand up and get tired of some shit, of course, they're going to try to slide a new government in there, a new little way, you know, they're going to try to, that's the part of the plan, because they even know we getting tired of this shit. But y'all let me know. It's for entertainment purposes. It's for entertainment. Let me know y'all thoughts and opinions. Spam it up. Y'all with them? Y'all against them? Y'all with me? Y'all against me? Y'all like, how y'all feel? I want to hear it.
Full lockdown of the UK. So listen to this one now. They're not just introducing the UK digital ID. They're saying that every UK citizen has to be in bed by 10 p.m. They are also looking to turn off the TV and internet by 10 o'clock. They claim it's to reduce digital addiction. They say too many people are spending far too much time online. But it don't just stop there. They're saying by April 2026, they're going to be stopping Google Maps, GPS, and all satellite navigational systems. Why are they doing this? They say anybody breaking this law or found awake after 10 p.m. will be fined on the spot. They say even the internet suppliers will be supporting the UK government by informing them who's online and who is active past 10 p.m. And in some cases, they're just going to turn off your internet completely. So it seems that there's more to worry about than the digital ID. It seems that they're going to be doing a full lockdown on the UK.
What? Nah. Is this real?
Pray for Nicki Minaj, y'all. Because they definitely out to get her. Y'all know the rant she been going on? It wasn't for no reason. And y'all know who she mainly going up against, right? I know y'all gonna say Cardi, but no. Who's the head of the snake over at Rock Nation? Put it down in the comments. Y'all, read these posts that Nicki Minaj put out, and y'all tell me what this sound like. You can pause and read it or rewatch it. If that don't sound like MK Ultra, I don't know what that sound like. What do y'all think is going on for real? Nicki Minaj is exposing a lot of shit right now, and they don't like the fact that she got that on her chest. If you ain't in tune with this shit, y'all go do some research. Yeah, y'all, I believe the end of the world is finna happen soon. Why did the new Pope just get gifted a pale white horse, y'all? Look at the video. Can't make this up. Pale white horse, y'all. Y'all keep thinking shit is a game. Shit is moving very, very quickly. I just advise everybody to prepare. Stay prepared, y'all. Because 2026 is about to be the most craziest year we ever had. Y'all don't believe me? Make sure you follow. I'm gonna get y'all through this shit.
Hey, hold on. We just, that was a lot to take in. First and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and say, Zay Reacts, shout out to Zay Reacts, man. One of the top when it comes to this content. there's times where I didn't been on YouTube and I'm looking at something completely different. I'm taking a whole new rabbit hole. Something else I just learned may not even be recent, and I'm blown on. My mind's taking off on something, you know, something else based off what I just seen. I'll hop on social media, or y'all send me a new clip. We hop on here and I'm reacting, and I'm like, damn, Zay Reacts come with the shit left and right. Bro is a legend. I gotta give him it. Y'all go run his page up. I see a lot of y'all always say, like, since day one, y'all thought it was dope that I shout out other people, and from the collective all the way to other content creators, and y'all say y'all think it's dope, and y'all thought I might have switched up. Nah, we gonna keep it the same, bro. I'm the same. I was not the same technically. I've grown, but y'all get what I mean. Like, I'm gonna stay doing the same thing I was doing when I had 1,000 subs to the time I have them to wherever we at now. So it's like, yeah, bro, you gotta stay authentic, and that's what we at with it. So shout out to Zay Reacts, bro. He's a legend. He's a legend. I enjoy his work, bro. I'm gonna say that now. I also am going to go ahead and say I enjoy Minnie's work. Minnie's work is dope. Y'all go run her up too. Like, there's a few creators where I see and I be like, damn, they stay keeping me informed. And when y'all say I'm keeping y'all informed, well, it starts there. It starts there. And they do their work, I do my work, and look what we building. So I appreciate both of them and more. So if I ain't name you, no disrespect. No disrespect.
Really famous case that happened in Mexico in 2010. And it was about this little 4-year-old girl named Paulette Farah. One day, after she was put to bed by her nannies, she ends up going missing. Family can't find her. They end up putting hella ads, like in television, on billboards, talking to police to try and find this little girl. Police go everywhere to search for this little girl, even looking through her house, looking in her room. Different agencies come in, search the house, search around this area to find this little girl. They can't find her anywhere. 9 days after she went missing, they found her. She was wrapped in a blanket, and she was stuffed in between her mattress and her bed frame in her own room.
So her parents did it?
Here's the thing. This is why this is a very controversial case. Court deemed it as an accidental death. They say that while she was sleeping, she rolled around in her own blanket, got wedged in between her bed frame and her mattress, and suffocated to death. But that's the thing that makes it really weird.
Yeah.
The police went into her room. The different agencies went to her room and searched it.
And they all said they couldn't find her.
No one could find it. They interviewed her mom and her family in that room so many times. No one could find it. A lot of people think that either the mother or both of the parents did something to the little girl, wrapped her up in the blanket, and stuffed her in between the mattress and the bed frame after the police went and did all their investigating. But for some reason, the court just deemed it as an accidental death, and no one really went to jail for this.
Really?
Yes. How did multiple police come into that room
and they didn't find anything?
And they didn't find her.
That even tells me a little something. Is like, did they pay off the police out there?
And then they said that the reason why they ended up finding it is on that 9th or 10th day that they went to the room, they smelled her.
That makes sense.
Hell no. Since that's your child, both of y'all going. And that's how I'm
So they just gonna continue to play in our face, right? This is why I don't trust certain shit. Everybody wanna call you crazy when you be seeing doubles. They put it right in your face. Which one is the real John Cena? I believe it's this one. But at the same time, I don't know. It could be this one. My point is, if they wanted to, they can switch the real one out for the fake one. So based off this picture right here, would it be too crazy to think that they out here replacing celebrities like we've been saying for the longest time? No. Case in point. This ain't the only picture, y'all. Go look it up. It's a picture with like 7 different people that look exactly like John Cena. And it just goes to show you, the movie They Clone Tyrone is not too far-fetched. Make sure you follow for more shit like this.
Didn't I tell y'all when y'all see this face that I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you? You will not believe what Erykah Badu has said. We talking about Sasha Fierce. I believe she tops her. She says her womanhood make men change jobs and gods. Ooh, that is very mysterious. That is some intense dark power to make a statement like that. Y'all, this is what witches do, man, with their menses.
But yeah, so that's what they say. So I try to duplicate the smell of strawberries and gunpowder, and I hope that I'm doing that.
all entertainers like have a product to sell, and you know some people sell liquor, some people sell marijuana. People sell shoes. So what made you want to do incense and then the scent? The scent.
The name of the incense.
The name of the incense. Yes.
I understand. I understand the question.
Okay.
Well, incense and candles and things have always been a part of my aesthetic. I did not create it, any of it.
Okay.
It was just a part of, if you came into my world, that's what's happening. But I've always been associated with candles and incense. Okay. And then there was this urban legend, of course, as you all probably know about, that make niggas change gods and jobs.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, you said it. We didn't say it.
No, I heard it all around the industry. It's like an urban legend. Have you heard that before?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Did people tell you when they met me not to look me in the eye?
They told me to be careful. They told me to do that.
See, these are things
Did you see when my friend went in to get the vinyls autographed? Boris? Yeah, he came out of the room sweating. He said, like, oh my God, that was so very difficult.
That is so funny what a legend can do. A legend that I make men change jobs and gods. Come on. That's only half the legend. Women too. Children and animals. Any living, breathing thing. I feel cheated on that legend because they didn't tell the whole story.
She looked like a witch.
Everything. Everything.
I'm not sure what we're talking about, the whole story.
I don't know what we're talking about either.
We're talking about everything. Every goddamn thing. Taking a shot at
Don't take it with you.
I ain't gonna lie, I like those type of conversations. My uncle told me the same thing about her.
How is it that some celebrities look like a bunch of other people back in history that we've seen? Like, have you guys seen those?
I've definitely seen. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. All these people that, like, over 100, 200 years ago, if you see these pictures, you're like, yo, that looks exactly like them. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying we have to start asking these questions. Like, have you guys seen that movie Dr. Sleep?
No.
Yes.
It's the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, I seen it.
Go check that out. That
Dr.
depicts.
Sleep?
Yes.
I'm gonna check this. Okay.
So, because I know what you're referring to, that those people look for people with that keen ability that they call it, like, let's say the shine.
Shine.
Yeah. And usually it's kids and they eat them.
Right. So they're
eating the kids?
No, so here's what they do in the movie. So basically, it's crazy. So they get these kids, right? The movie's fucked up. So they get the kids and they scare the shit out of them to the point to where their adrenaline is so high, then they extract them. So they're extracting their life force, their adrenochrome. And the adrenochrome, it's even in other movies too. That's why I say I always watch movies with a different lens, because they always put it in the movies. So they extract it, right? And that's life force. And you can see it in the movie where, like, they breathe in it in, and like they can live forever off of it.
Weird and creepy celebrity interviews caught on live TV.
I'm trapped in this room.
You just like, what? Actually, no, don't get trapped in my
your
head. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. You should have, because right now there's a lot of people probably that stay out of my head.
But I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just you've been offered, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, let's speak about anything.
But don't do it.
Yeah, no, of course. Offer time.
Because you would think if you want to see something, just open your eyes and see.
You know what? You want to hear the story behind it?
No.
It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
I'm at a stage in life where I'm past that wanting that money like that. I mean, that money like that is good. It makes you not be accountable for nothing in a lot of situations. That's the good thing about money, because you're going to get tired of going to the mall and all that shit. That shit play out after a while. But I'm saying, when you got a lot of money, you can basically buy your way out of most situations. Unless them people want you directly, they wanted Michael Jackson. That's why they came at him and put that shit on him. Michael Jackson been Michael Jackson for years. But when he said some shit in this song, all I really know is that they don't really care about us. They was like, oh, we're gonna make you pay for that, Michael. And they have been after him ever since, you know what I'm saying? Probably before that, but I'm just saying. Man, all this stuff you seeing, you ain't getting nothing but bits and pieces of the truth. These parties in Hollywood come with consequence and penetration. You like to party and bounce? You need to come to Hollywood.
I told y'all I was about to go into a party. My manager, I told y'all how I met her. Next thing you know, she starts telling me she wants to manage me. She starts to manage me. I didn't know. She told me to watch my back because she told me to be careful because people were going to want things from me, men and women. And it was going to either close a door or open a door. Come to find out, she was trying that. I didn't catch the hints and I wasn't really thinking that. I was literally on business only. And we stopped working together and doors closed. But while she was working with me, she sent me down some lanes and I was supposed to go to a party. This party was a bottomless party. It sounds crazy to even say. Top could stay on, but you had to be bottomless to get in. I was with someone too, and I told y'all this, and even she was like, what type of party you trying to get me to go in? She starts looking at me weird. Like, I rub shoulders with these people. This is my first time too. We going to different venues. We going to different events free of charge. It's crazy. It's crazy how, and ever since I didn't go that way, I've been having to do all the legwork. All the music, I do myself. All the videos, I built myself. I ain't had no help, no push, no cosign, no nothing. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. That shit crazy.
Okay, so Wendy Williams went to go see her wax figure. Which one is Wendy Williams and which one is the wax figure? Yeah, so this is the wax figure, which looks more like Wendy Williams than Wendy Williams. You guys know that Wendy Williams was put in a conservatorship, and I believe that they were definitely putting some substances into her just like they did with Britney Spears. I believe that this is her niece who's her caretaker. I don't know if I trust her. I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't know if I trust her because, like, that's just not Wendy Williams. It's not Wendy Williams. It's not the Wendy Williams that we watched on our TVs. Like, that's just not, okay? This looks more like Wendy Williams. And here they are, sitting side by side. Like, come on, guys. You tell me. You tell me. They were definitely after her money, okay?
Oh, what's that, bro? Hollywood is full of PDFs, bro. Watch this, bro.
Kiss. I hated it so much because, I don't know, Brad was like my older brother on the set, and it's kind of like kissing your brother, I don't know. I don't know, he was like, it was weird kissing an older guy, and I had to kiss him on the lips, so it was gross. It was just like, it feels awkward.
Listen, bro.
I'm 12, and he's like 31 now, and like, he's a man, so why would I enjoy kissing? Maybe you're not into kissing boys yet, so
And look at this, bro. It's not one girl, bro. This one, bro. And one more, bro. And look at this clip, bro. Look at his expression, bro. This is not normal expression, bro. What this is concerning, bro. Don't forget to share, bro. Because Hollywood is evil, bro. Don't forget your thoughts, bro. I see you, bro.
That Elvis clip, bro. That Elvis clip, man. It never sits well with me. It still hits my soul. Let me know your thoughts.
Urban legends that ended up being real, part 7.
Goat man.
People describe him as a terrifying creature with the body of a human but with the legs of a goat and a twisted horned head. He is known to lurk around dark wooded roads, especially near the old Crybaby Bridge in Prince George's County. Locals say that hearing his bleat or catching a glimpse of his shadow means he's dangerously close and escape might be impossible. It is said that he was a farmer who made a deal with the devil and was cursed to take this horrifying form forever and haunt those who dared to enter his land. One of the most frightening stories tells of a group of teenagers who crossed the Crybaby Bridge late at night. They reported hearing heavy footsteps and a low rumbling sound, almost like laughter. Suddenly, they saw a tall figure with horns watching them from a distance. They scrambled to their car, but as they sped away, they heard his footsteps running after them, keeping up until they left the bridge behind. Some say that even today, if you stand on Crybaby Bridge at night, you might get a glimpse of him.
Not at all.
I grew up in a town called Peoria, and we had this legend of the Dingling Man. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but there was this real guy, which everyone in town called the Dingling Man. And he was like this 6'4", 6'5", tall, scary looking dude that had these very long dreads that like covered his face and these very creepy eyes. And like he never cut his fingernails. And you would see this dude everywhere in town. And like when we were kids, we'd be playing at the park, or we'd be in a field playing football, and there would be the Dingling Man just standing there, like staring at us. And he would talk to himself, like he would, like laugh, and then he would like hum sometimes, and that was the scariest because he'd be like hum, and so like when you would hear that, it just freak you out because this dude was staring at you, and like he would chase a lot of us kids around town and stuff, and like people would like see him like just jump like over 6-foot fences like it was nothing, and this dude would like climb up trees and stuff. And one story that I heard about the Dingling Man that's probably the creepiest was there was this kid, he was coming home from school, he unlocks his front door, goes inside, goes upstairs, and when he gets ready to go into his bedroom and he turns, there is the Dingling Man standing by his window with the window like wide open, and he's sitting there going like humming. And so this kid just like ran downstairs, runs out the front door, and his dad like right at that time pulled up from work, and he's like, Dad, like the Dingling Man's in my room. And so like the dad grabs a baseball bat and he goes into the house, goes upstairs into his room, and like he's gone. But he could see that the window was open, so he knew someone was in his room. And so he locked all the windows and the doors.
This is maybe the scariest urban legend I've ever heard, and it ended up being true. Back in the 1970s, there was this terrifying fun house in Long Beach, California called The Laugh in the Dark. And there was always this urban legend that all the mannequins inside were fake, except for one. Also, mind you, this is what this week's episode is about, so if you don't want spoilers, just listen to the episode. This urban legend came to be because there was one mannequin inside that just looked wrong. All the other ones looked fake, but this one in particular looked way too human. And a bunch of the kids also said the area that the mannequin was in just smelled really, really bad. So a few years go by, and one day a film crew comes in and is using Laugh in the Dark for a film set. The director's lining up a shot, and he just doesn't like the way this one mannequin looks in frame. So he goes over to a crew member and he's like, hey, can you just move this out of the shot? So the crew member goes over and starts moving the mannequin when its arm pops off. And inside of the mannequin's arm is human bone. The kids had been totally right. The mannequin was a mummified body. There's so much more to this story, like who the person was and how they got there, and I talk about the whole thing this week on the episode.
See? Now, if that shit's real, what about the Balenciaga model? And I seen another comment. This is completely different. What happened to the girls that went missing in that flood in I think it was Texas? What happened? We just forgot about that. Another one. What happened to the guy who was going to different cities or going through the city and it was abandoned? And he was leaving notes and people was dropping notes and he would different multiverses and type shit like that. What happened to all these different stories? Y'all let me know. I've been meaning to ask y'all, but I haven't had a chance to get around to even ask y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on that.
Cults, but you are not prepared for what this cult believes. So HBO just released this documentary. This is one of the scariest urban legends I've ever heard, and it ended up being true. So there's this stretch of road in Turkey along the D100. And the urban legend says that if your car breaks down on the side of this road, do not get out of the car. Because according to the locals, one night, a few people got into an accident, and when they got out of their cars, they all melted on the road. Well, this is coming from an episode I just did on urban legends that ended up being true, but it turns out there is a reason that they all spread this legend around. In 1965, a passenger bus was traveling down this road when it crashed into a big truck carrying a bunch of water, and it caused water to spill out all over the road. The passengers got out of the bus because they were okay, but when their feet touched the pavement, their shoes started to melt, and it felt like their feet were on fire. And that's because the truck was not carrying water, it was carrying nitric acid, an acid that dissolves skin on contact. As they were on the ground crawling away from the accident, the acid was melting the skin off of their bones. And the worst part in all of this is that a group of 12 people saw a bunch of water that had collected in a drainage ditch and thought they should jump into it to protect themselves. But really, they jumped into a pool of undiluted acid and dissolved within moments. If you want to hear more urban legends and the even scarier stories they're based on, check out this episode of the Heart Starts Pounding podcast, and this is part of a whole series that we do.
Damn. Y'all coming through with the urban legends.
What is the scariest urban legend from your state? Today we're talking about Texas. I have to admit this is the creepiest one I've come across so far. From 1903 to 1913, 8 kids went missing in Terrell, Texas, and I probably said that wrong. These kids would go missing in the middle of the night with seemingly no evidence left behind, and the adults in the town didn't understand what was happening until the children would come forward years later telling them exactly what happened. These kids said that sometimes they would wake up in the middle of the night and there would be little candies on the windowsill with a note in them saying, "Can you come out to play?" And it was signed by the candy lady. The kids in town didn't say anything to the adults because they were afraid that the candy would stop showing up. To make things even stranger, while investigating these disappearances, a farmer once happened upon a candy wrapper in his field, and when he opened this candy wrapper, there was rotting children's teeth inside the wrapper. A few weeks after these teeth were found, the officer that was investigating the disappearances, he was also found not alive anymore. Both of his eyes had been stabbed with forks, and his pockets were full of candy. And this is how the urban legend of the Candy Lady started. So who exactly is the Candy Lady? Many people assume that the Candy Lady is actually Clara Crane. Clara was married to an older man, and they had one child together named Marcella, who they called Marcy. Unfortunately, Marcella would pass away in a farming accident, and this left Clara absolutely devastated, and she blamed her husband for this accident for years. Allegedly, she decided that she was going to get revenge on her husband, and the way she did this is she poisoned little caramel candies and fed them to her husband. After he passed away, she was charged with his murder. She was found guilty, but instead of sending her to prison, they sent her to a mental health facility. In this mental health facility, the doctors noted that she had shredded all of her bed sheets and turned them into a doll that she named Marcy, and she would frequently talk to this doll. She also sent letters to her sister talking about how she was going to get out of this mental institution soon. And in 1999, she was released due to overcrowding. So now, many people think that Clara was kidnapping these children to replace her own daughter, who she tragically lost. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Clara is the Candy Lady? And is there any truth in this urban legend? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and follow for more creepy things.
I think it could be very similar to the La Llorona.
Disappeared once in 1989 and then was gone.
And he was cut from his throat down to his stomach, and he ate him, bits of him.
The man at a ceremony in front of you?
In front of all of us.
Did the tramp, did this man fight back?
No, I think he started screaming when they began to cut. Well, I wasn't used to it. That was the worst one. I really don't know what I thought. I suppose I thought, thank God it's not me.
What you just watched was from a 1989's episode of 60 Minutes known as Satan's Children. The girl you saw, just 15 years, was named Teresa. She described what she called satanic ritual abuse, ceremonies where children are exposed to the unthinkable and even the unaliving of a homeless man as part of the ritual. Now here's the part that makes it even more chilling. After it aired, the episode was quietly buried, dismissed as moral panic. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
The shit that they...
The only reason it's written in so many religious texts that witchcraft is wrong is because the same people that translated those texts are performing it on a daily basis. And let me tell you something, the people that call themselves the leaders of our world are doing way more dark, up stuff than the average pagan or druid or any other practitioner of energy work performs on a regular basis. So they wrote in their text to tell the masses not to do it, because if we start doing the stuff that they're doing, we could stop them. But we won't, because we're better than them. They're doing forced soul ties on people. That's what is, if you didn't know. It's a soul tie. They're doing it to children. They're casting spells every day. Listen to how they speak, listen to the words, listen to the inflection in their voice. They're doing witchcraft every second of every day.
That is definitely facts in my opinion.
I'm gonna break it down to you, right? It was a heavens, and then it was a heaven, right? Everything that was there, they try to recreate here. Right, let me tell you what I mean, right? If you check your skin, right, you're gonna tell your skin is older than this earth here. That means this is not the original earth, right? If your skin is older than this earth, what do that mean? But the scientists will tell you this, right? Your skin is older than earth. That's one thing, right? That a lot of people don't know. Y'all don't know that, right? Another thing is this, right? This planet is stimulated by the same Anunnakis, right? But this is how it goes. When they came to fall from the heavens, right? And the fall from the heavens, not like the war that everybody thought. It wasn't the war, it was the fact, just like us. They popped up somewhere and said, damn, it ain't no God, we gotta be. They was blindfolded, didn't understand that there was no God, and they got to creating without him. That's for your mama. But he must want them to do it because everything got a balance. Right. That's for your mama. So you gonna call them bad, but I'm gonna call them good, because without them, you get no me. Okay. All right, so you got to understand that everybody on Earth was genetically created because Noah himself was a scientist. Nobody on this planet was made by God. Everybody on this planet was made by aliens. That's what I'm on. That a lot of people don't know.
Now that would be a truth if he's on point. Cause have I thought about that? That yes, I've had that thought. That one right there, but it's still like a. To hear it, it's still like a damn. Do I believe that? Do I not? Like you gotta. Well, for me, I question everything. So if you do or if you don't, that's perfectly fine. I'm not about to disrespect anybody's belief or anything like that, because see, my belief system has still got me holding on to something to where I'm kind of like I kind of disagree, and then it's like, but I'd be lying if I say I didn't think about that. Also, y'all let me know y'all thoughts. How y'all feel about that? Because see, now that would be if that was true, that would be a hard pill to swallow. No diddy. Y'all let me know how y'all feel on that, man. That would be crazy work. But I don't agree with that. I don't personally, but I have thought about it.
Jesus was woke and spiritual, and that's exactly why they killed him. Psalms 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods and all of you are children of the Most High. Yet you see most religious people telling you you're not a god, you're not like God, but why did Jesus say it then? Like I have said many times, everything is one, everything is connected to everything. Science nowadays is just the explanation of magic back then. Science and magic are one and the same. So back then, Jesus understood that everything is one, everything is connected. So when he said ye are gods, it doesn't mean we're each individual gods. We're all God itself. But we're our own individual people, which means gods, technically. But we're all the totality of God itself. And if you study quantum physics enough, it will tell you that. You will come to this understanding. And that is exactly what woke and spiritual people try to tell you nowadays. Everything is one. Everything is connected. Nothing is separate from anything. And this is the point when you reach spiritual enlightenment, because most people will never understand the concept of everything is connected. Nothing is separate from anything.
With that being said, let's be the change we want to see.
Something just seems a little off about this video. Now listen, hear me out. I feel like a lot of secret agendas be happening in Hollywood behind closed doors, because I feel like it's no coincidence that a lot of these gangster rappers all of a sudden come out zesty years later. And the guy that was going to give him drunken hugs was this guy right here.
who's the same guy that's literally hugging little baby from the back. Little baby looks like he's having an oddly fun time being in the middle of a reverse Oreo. And you saw how Meek Mill wasn't even with the stuff he was saying about the drunken hugs. But my question is, why are Meek Mill and Lil Baby on this private jet with this guy if the party's already over? I feel like these celebrities get groomed into doing zesty things, and then if they try to say something that the higher-ups don't agree with, they blackmail them. But let me know what you guys think, and make sure to like this video and follow me for part 2. Let's get it!
I was today years old when I found out.
Witching hour. So the way that the occult works is the first 3 hours of the new day is when they get started. That's from midnight to 3 a.m. And what they do is equivalent to a church service. If you think of a church service, we sing and worship the Lord, and you know, he's enthroned in our praises, and we preach and pray and everything. And then we hope that out of what we have done, the kingdom of God is extended in the earth. That's the whole goal, right? So witches do the same thing, and they meet together and they enthrone demons, some by their words and incantations, but mainly by paying them in blood. Life is in the blood. So blood, innocent blood, is money in the spirit realm. You pay for things to be done in blood. And there's a whole economy of blood. So the very highest blood is an innocent male child. And then it goes to an innocent female child. And then it goes to children in general. And there's a certain amount for a priest or a pastor. And on it goes down to just, any living human. And if you can't get that, then you degrade to, oxen or a horse or a llama. And it goes all the way down to actually to birds and even down to insects. And for things that are lesser than that, there's cursed corn, and they do all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's the economy of evil. So covens meet, and from midnight to 2 a.m., they conjure, and they do blood sacrifices, and they do all kinds of things to make demons happy and to barter with them for a favor of some sort. So it's like the barter system, like, how much for this? No, you need some more, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they barter with them, and then they send them to do their bidding at 2 a.m. That's why all horror movies that you'll ever see, you'll see the clock strike 2, because from 2 to 3, that's the witching hour. From midnight to 2, they have done their conjuring. They've paid demons in blood. They've done their deal with the devil. And at 2 o'clock, the devils are sent out to do their bidding and basically to deliver on the promises that were paid for in blood. So every night at 2 a.m., bam, it was on. And so we just set our alarm clocks for 1:45,
I'll be honest with y'all. If I ever wake up in the middle of the night and I see 3 a.m. or close to 3 a.m., I try to take my ass back to sleep immediately. Am I the only one? I always try to.
Okay, has it ever occurred to anybody that if they can't find the slave ships, if they can't find the objects that they mentioned in the Bible, if they can't find the tombstones of the people mentioned in the Bible, what makes you think these things existed?
Because some people believe what they read. Some people believe what they told. It all depends on the individual, in my opinion. This is a little bit of a longer video. I'm looking out for y'all. I know y'all like this. But y'all already know what it is, man. We made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all if you watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Man, and until I see y'all in the next one, I love y'all, Collective. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay.
I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what I'm